This Guy's Garage. Like and subscribe.
Oral questions. Questions orales. L'honorable chef de l'opposition.
After 8 years of this Prime Minister, we know that he's just not worth the cost. Now we have a Scotiabank report stating that government deficit spending, which is mainly the federal government, has increased interest rates by 2%. That's $700 a month for the average mortgage. That's $8,400 a year for the average family, just in additional interest rates, because of deficits mainly caused by this Prime Minister. Will he present a plan today to balance the budget and reduce interest rates so Canadians can keep their homes? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, we know what the Conservative Party's approach is: austerity and cuts. We, on the other hand, are investing in housing. We are investing to ensure that Canadians find life more affordable. We know that this is a difficult period for Canadians, but the solution is not austerity and cuts. It is strategic investments to support families, to create the jobs of tomorrow, and to build hundreds of thousands of new housing units in the years to come.
L'honorable chef de l'opposition.
Austerity and cuts are exactly what Canadian families are living today. 7 million of them are cutting meals because they can't afford food prices after he's inflated them. And many are cutting homes and forced to live in tents because mortgage rates have risen so fast under this Prime Minister's deficit. Scotiabank now calculates government deficits are adding 2 full percentage points to the rates. That's $700 per month in higher mortgage payments. Next year, $900 billion, the next 3 years, $900 billion of new mortgages, or 2/3 will come up for renewal. We risk a massive default crisis. Will the Prime Minister announce a plan to balance the budget to bring down mortgage rates so Canadians can keep their homes?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we've seen this movie before. The Conservative politician's approach to facing challenges is always cuts and austerity. He recognizes, like we all do, that Canadians are facing difficult times, and his solution is for the federal government to do less, to invest less in Canadians, to be there less to support Canadians. That is not what we're going to do, Mr. Speaker. Over the past number of months, we've announced the construction of over 100,000, 200,000 homes across the country. We're delivering support for people in buying groceries with greater competition, and we're moving forward with clean jobs into the future, whether it's manufacturing with Stellantis or Volkswagen, whether it's resources. We're moving forward to support workers.
Hear, hear.
L'honorable chef de l'opposition.
What we're proposing is for the government, the federal government, to do less damage and cost less money so that Canadians don't have to live in austerity and cuts like they are today. Today we found out that rent rose faster in October than in any month in 40 years. The Prime Minister's solution to that? Quadruple the carbon tax. Quadruple the carbon tax? Mr. Speaker, will the Prime Minister announce in an hour in his fall economic statement that he's gotten a little bit of common sense, that he's going to cancel the quadrupling and cap the tax until the carbon tax election, when I will win and axe the tax all?
Mr. Speaker, our solution to Canadians who are having trouble affording housing is to build more housing, is to invest in working with municipalities to unlock more homes built, to bring down rents. These are the investments we're making. But Mr. Speaker, it's interesting that the Leader of the Opposition talks about the damage we're doing to Canada by delivering $10 a day childcare, the damage we're doing to Canada by delivering dental care to kids who can't afford it, the damage we're doing to Canada by continuing to step up for seniors by protecting their pensions. If that's damage, then we really see what the Conservative leader is made of.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister is forcing Canadians to give $15 billion to one battery plant that we now learn is going to employ 1,600 foreign workers with Canadian tax dollars. Now, $15 billion works out to $1,000 in federal taxes for every single family in Canada. You would think that he would have read the contract he signed with this multinational company. And if he did, can he tell us the section in that contract that limits the number of foreign workers that get Canadian tax dollars?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, it is, even for having watched this Leader of the Opposition in his almost 20-year political career, it is still astonishing to see the way he will choose to use any misinformation to score political points. The fact of the matter is, Mr. Speaker, he opposes the investments in manufacturing in Canada. He opposes the Stellantis deal to create EV batteries. He opposes the Volkswagen deal that's going to create up to 30,000 direct and indirect jobs in St. Thomas. He continues to stand against a plan to grow great jobs into a net zero future, and he'll use any fake excuse to try and advance that cause.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
The Prime Minister has spread nothing but disinformation on these very projects. He was billions of dollars in underestimating the original cost before the shovels were even in the ground. He claimed the thing would pay itself back in 5 years. Now we know it's 20. And now we've learned that the majority of the jobs are going to go to foreign workers. That's right, struggling single moms and seniors will pay $1,000 in taxes, mostly to pay the wages of foreign workers who will not even keep the money here. Why does he so thoroughly disdain and disrespect Canadian workers that he wants to send their money to another country?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, that is flat out false, and it is a kind of fear-mongering from the Leader of the Opposition Canadians are seeing almost every single day. Mr. Speaker, these are thousands of good jobs for Canadians because this government has stepped up to reinvest in manufacturing. After decades, after years of neglect under a Conservative government, we are stepping up to deliver for Canadians. We are delivering a strong future into a net zero world, and this Leader of the Opposition is wanting to take us back to the Stone Age.
During question period, I compared this government to drunken sailors. I regret that comparison because drunken sailors spend their own money. I would like to apologize to drunken sailors everywhere. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.